Let me ask you something that might sting a little. What if the reason keto never worked for you has nothing to do with your discipline or your willpower? What if the problem was never you at all, but the incomplete, out-of-order, skip-step version of keto you were handed? I have sat across from thousands of patients in my clinic, people who were tired, frustrated, and completely convinced their body was somehow broken beyond repair. They had tried keto. Some had tried it 2, 3, even 4 times. And every single time, it fell apart on them. But here is what I found after years of watching this happen. The diet was never the problem. The roadmap was the problem. There is a specific biological sequence your body must follow for real, lasting change to occur. Rush that sequence, and you fail. Skip steps, and you fail. Start in the wrong place, and your body simply will not cooperate, no matter how committed you are. But follow the framework correctly, in the right order, at the right pace, and the results I have personally witnessed in my clinic are nothing short of remarkable. People reversing conditions their previous doctors called permanent. People getting off medications they had taken for decades. I am giving you that complete framework today. Every step included. Nothing held back. Whether you have a serious metabolic condition or just feel like your body is constantly running on empty, this roadmap is built for you. There are 12 steps. Each one builds directly on the one before it. And we begin exactly where most people honestly are right now. Most people are eating every 2 to 4 hours, and there is no shame in that. This is simply where the majority of the population lives today. Your body is running entirely on glucose, and you are completely dependent on your next meal to keep functioning. Every few hours, your blood sugar drops, your energy crashes, your mood shifts, and your brain demands more fuel. That foggy, irritable, exhausted feeling after meals is not a personal weakness. It is a predictable biological response to the way you are currently eating. In this state, your body never once uses fat for fuel. Chronically high insulin locks your stored body fat away completely, and your metabolism never gets the signal to access it. This is the environment where metabolic illness quietly grows over many years. But this step exists on the map for a very important reason. Life is not perfect. You will have hard weeks. You will fall back here sometimes. And when that happens, you are not lost. You are simply at step 1. And from step 1, you can always begin again. Take a breath. Lift your chin. Now let's actually begin. The first rule of keto is this: drop your total daily carbohydrate intake to under 20 grams. Not net carbs, not an estimate, total carbohydrates. This single number is your entire focus right now. Not calories, not protein, not fat ratios, just 20 total grams of carbohydrates per day. When you do this consistently, your body burns through its stored glucose and begins searching for another fuel source. That search leads it directly to fat. And when fat becomes your primary fuel, something surprising happens almost immediately. The constant, relentless hunger begins to quiet down. Carbohydrates create a spike and crash cycle that generates artificial hunger signals all day long. Fat provides a slow, stable energy that can carry you comfortably for 6 to 8 hours without your body panicking for more food. This is your hormones finally beginning to work for you instead of against you. Start your mornings with bacon and eggs. Add full-fat cheese if you scramble the eggs. If you prefer beef, cook ground beef in butter and eat until you are genuinely full. Do not skip breakfast at this stage, even if your morning appetite is low. You are walking into a world full of temptation every single day, and satiety is your most important protection right now. Pick up urine ketone test strips and test every time you use the bathroom. Within 4 days of consistent low-carb, high-fat eating, most people will see that strip turn pink. That color means your body has successfully started producing ketones. That is your first real win. If 4 days pass and the strip stays clear, a few things could be happening. Your strips may be expired. An open canister exposed to air for more than a month loses accuracy, so replace it before assuming something is wrong with your body. Alcohol may also be blocking your progress. Your body burns alcohol as a fuel source just like glucose, and it will always burn it first. Beyond that, drinking makes it easier to eat more carbohydrates than you realize. For the first 6 weeks, abstain completely if you are serious about this. You may also simply have more insulin resistance than you were aware of. Diabetes and significant metabolic dysfunction extend the time it takes to reach ketosis. The answer in every one of these cases is identical. Keep eating the fat. Stay under 20 total carbohydrates. Your body will adapt. After several weeks of eating this way, something is going to happen on an ordinary afternoon that will quietly change everything. You will be at work, absorbed in a task, and you will glance at the clock and realize it is mid-afternoon and you never ate lunch. And you will realize you are not even hungry. Not managing hunger, not ignoring it, simply not experiencing it at all. This moment is not an accident. This is your fat-based hormones beginning to work properly for possibly the first time in years. Your appetite is decreasing because your body has found a reliable fuel source in its own stored fat and no longer needs to be fed constantly to keep running. Do not force this moment to arrive by pushing through genuine hunger prematurely. The signal must come from your body's own chemistry. You cannot manufacture it with willpower. The most important measurement right now is not your weight. It is the absence of hunger. If you achieve that, you have achieved something many people have not felt in decades. What happened accidentally in step 3 now becomes a conscious daily decision. You are no longer a victim of your appetite. You are choosing to eat twice a day because your body is genuinely capable of operating that way. Anytime food enters your mouth, whether a full meal or a single bite of something, your body responds with insulin. Your body does not distinguish between a meal and a snack. Both stimulate the same hormonal response. For people with significant metabolic damage, even small insulin spikes can interrupt progress. The goal is 2 deliberate, satisfying meals per day and nothing else between them. Do this consistently for 7 days in a row before taking the next step. Now, we take that 2-meal pattern and give it a formal structure. The 16-8 protocol means all of your food goes inside an 8-hour window, and for the remaining 16 hours, you fast completely. No eating, no snacking, no gum. For 16 hours, only water, salt, black coffee, and plain tea are permitted. There is one exception at this stage. Fat in your morning coffee does not count against your fast here. Butter, heavy cream, or mixed oil in your coffee is your training wheels right now. It keeps your energy stable and your hunger manageable while your metabolism continues building its fat-burning capacity. We will remove those training wheels in the very next step. When should your 8-hour window start? The answer is whichever time fits your actual life and allows you to be consistent. If family dinner is a non-negotiable, build your window around that. Consistency matters far more than perfect timing at this stage. Maintain 16/8 successfully for at least 2 weeks before advancing. You have proven you can hold a 16-hour fast with the support of fat in your morning coffee. Now we find out what you can do without it. In this step, your fasting window becomes fully clean. No fat, no butter, no MC'd oil, no sweeteners, no calories of any kind for the full 16 hours. Only water, salt, plain black coffee, and plain tea. This is not a harder version of the previous step. It is a reflection of genuine metabolic progress. Your body at this point is efficient at accessing its own stored fat. It does not need outside fuel handed to it in the morning anymore. It has learned to feed itself. This is also where a technique called land and squeeze begins. You have landed on a consistent 8-hour eating window. Now you earn the right to gradually compress it. Maybe this week it becomes 7 hours. A few weeks later, perhaps 6 hours feels natural and comfortable. You are not racing toward a finish line. You are gently guiding your body toward longer fasting periods while letting your own chemistry lead. This phase alone can be a destination for years. Deep, steady, meaningful healing happens here. Do not rush past it. 1 meal per day, commonly called OMAD, means eating inside a single 1-hour window and fasting cleanly for the other 23 hours. This is not an extreme measure. It is a state of profound metabolic efficiency that your body has been slowly building toward. The healing that occurs during 23 hours of clean fasting goes far beyond what most people expect from any dietary change. At this stage, your tools need an upgrade. Urine strips confirmed that ketones were present. Blood ketone meters now tell you exactly how deep your ketosis is, which becomes critical as your metabolism grows more sophisticated. Transition to blood testing at this stage if you have not already. Something else shifts here that is worth naming. The experience of not eating changes completely. It is no longer a struggle you are pushing through. It becomes a calm, controlled state that you move through with ease. That psychological shift is part of the healing. Now we refine the timing of your single meal to work with your body's internal clock. Your one eating hour should fall within 11 hours of sunrise. This aligns your food intake with your circadian rhythm, the biological clock that governs hormone release and cellular repair. When your eating window matches that rhythm, the benefits of everything you have built compound in powerful ways. The key measurement here is your morning blood glucose divided by your blood ketone reading, checked first thing in the morning and again just before eating. This ratio gives you a direct look at your insulin activity on any given day. It turns guesswork into real, actionable data. The mental discipline this stage requires is significant, and having people around you who understand this process makes an enormous difference. Up until now, the entire framework has been about building your baseline metabolic capacity. That chapter of the journey ends here. Beginning with this step, we shift to using intentional strategic stress to push your metabolism further than your baseline can reach on its own. The 36-hour fast sounds intimidating. The structure makes it manageable. Eat dinner on Monday evening. Wake up Tuesday and do not eat at all. Sleep Tuesday night. Wake up Wednesday and eat breakfast. 2 sleep cycles carry you through the hardest part. Your body at this stage has the fat-burning capacity to handle this without significant discomfort. One non-negotiable warning: if you take any medications for blood pressure or blood sugar, you must have medical supervision before attempting this. Extended fasting changes your body's needs in real time, and medications properly dosed for your normal state can become dangerous during a prolonged fast. This is not a precaution I include lightly. It is a genuine safety requirement. This step is almost entirely psychological, and it may be the hardest one on the entire list, despite having nothing to do with physical endurance. When you complete a 36-hour fast, every part of your brain wants to celebrate with a reward meal. You endured something difficult, and your mind wants to compensate for that with something indulgent. This is the step where you refuse that reward. Not because celebration is wrong, but because the fast was never a punishment that earned you anything. The fast is a healing tool. Using it correctly means returning to normal, clean eating afterward without the splurge. Breaking the psychological link between fasting and food reward is one of the most important pieces of long-term metabolic health. This is also a powerful time to fast alongside a community of people who understand the process. The 48-hour fast is logistically simpler than the 36-hour fast in one meaningful way. Your meal schedule stays completely consistent. Eat dinner Monday evening. Fast all of Tuesday. Eat dinner again Wednesday evening. The consistency of that schedule makes the experience significantly easier to navigate. At this stage, the physical experience of an extended fast should feel very different from anything you remember about hunger before starting this journey. The hunger that comes during fasting in a metabolically healthy body is mild, manageable, and often disappears entirely after the first 12 hours. Your body knows how to feed itself now. You taught it how. One step at a time. This pattern can be repeated safely up to twice per week once you have mastered it. This is the pinnacle of the entire framework. And I want to be completely direct with you about what it is and what it is not. A 72-hour fast is a powerful therapeutic tool for a deep metabolic reset. It is not a weekly lifestyle routine. It is not something to drop into casually without preparation. It is a focused, intentional challenge that belongs in a very specific context with a very specific purpose. The protocol is to fast for 72 consecutive hours, once per week, for 8 straight weeks. During the rest of each week, return to whatever sustainable baseline you have built, whether that is 16-8, a 24-hour fast, or OMAD. You are using the 72-hour fast as a periodic high-intensity intervention while your daily routine stays stable and grounded. What happens inside a 72-hour fast goes beyond what most people are taught to expect from any dietary intervention. Cellular repair accelerates in ways that simply cannot occur in a fed state. Inflammatory processes that have been quietly running in the background begin to resolve. Metabolic pathways that have been blocked for years are finally given the uninterrupted time they need to run their full course. This is where the most profound transformations happen, not just in how your body looks, in how it functions at the deepest biological level. Conditions that medicine has long treated as permanent maintenance problems begin to genuinely reverse. You are not managing your health anymore. You are rebuilding it from the ground up. 12 steps, a complete continuum from where most people are actually living right now, all the way to where your body is biologically designed to go. This is not about punishing yourself into results. It is not about white-knuckling through hunger or earning your food through suffering. This is about rebuilding your metabolic foundation one deliberate, well-ordered step at a time, until your body runs the way it was always meant to run. Some of you will move through these steps quickly. Others will spend months or even years inside a single phase. And that is not failure. That is the process working exactly as it should for your specific body and your specific starting point. The only way to fail this framework is to skip steps, rush the timeline before your body is ready, or walk away the moment it becomes difficult. Your body has an extraordinary capacity to heal. Give it the right sequence, the right conditions, and the right patience, and it will do the rest. The next question is what you actually put on your plate. Watch the complete food guide next, because knowing the framework is only the beginning.